Okay, we are going on the record in the matter of the state of Michigan versus Michael Arsenese, 23975. And Sergeant, your name for the record, please.
Sergeant Robert Fitzpatrick.
All right, thank you. And if you can please raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear from the testimony about to give in this matter be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, I do.
All right, thank you. And you may proceed on the warrant.
Your Honor, on May 7th, 2023, at approximately 8:35 p.m., officers Cox and Sloan observed larcenies pushing a lawnmower on a sidewalk northbound Biddle in the area of North Drive. Officer Cox recognized larcenies from multiple prior contacts and had prior knowledge that he had a narcotic warrant for his arrest. When officers approached larcenies, he attempted to avoid contact and kept walking and appeared as though he was going to run from them. Larcenies was detained for his warrant. Larcenies informed officers that he had needles and narcotics on his person. Upon searching Larcenies, Officer Cox located 3 syringes, 1 burnt crack pipe, 1 silicone baggie containing a white rock-like substance consistent with crack cocaine, and 1 silicone baggie containing a bundle of suspected heroin in his right front pocket of his jeans. Officers Sloan and Cox field tested the white rock substance and tested positive to be cocaine and weighed 2.47 grams. They also field tested the suspected heroin, which tested positive to be fentanyl, weighing 0.5 grams. Nothing further.
All right, thank you. Upon examination of complaining witness, I find that the offenses charged were committed, that there's probable cause to believe the defendant committed the offenses. All right, thank you. And counsel, your appearance, please.
For the record, John Cole, P 30758 on behalf of Mr. I'm sorry.
Larcenies.
Larcenies.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Larcenies, your name, please.
Larcenies.
Okay, listen, sir. You've been extremely loud in the back, so to the point where you've interrupted the record from the door here between the courtroom and the jail. So you've been very loud for that. So let's step it up a little bit with your volume and state your name for the record, please.
What's your name?
Michael Larcenies.
All right, counsel, as to the arraignment.
Your Honor, I've discussed this matter with Mr. Larcenies. At this time, I've also discussed with him the charges and potential penalty on each charge. I also informed him of his constitutional rights. At this time, he would waive a formal reading of those charges, stand mute to the charges, and ask for a plea of not guilty again.
All right, the court's going to waive the formal reading of the arraignment of the charges. The court's going to indicate, sir, you have the right to have an attorney. If you cannot afford one, the court will appoint one to represent you. Am I keeping you awake, Mr. Larcenies?
Oh, no, Your Honor.
You've had an opportunity to speak with the attorney that we have here for you today, correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. And you have the right to be presumed innocent until proven guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. You have the right to have a trial by a judge or by a jury, and you also have the right to remain silent. Anything you say orally or in writing may be used against you in court. Do you understand those rights, sir?
Yes, I do, Your Honor.
All right, the court's going to enter a plea of not guilty on your behalf. Schedule this matter for a probable cause conference on May 17th at 9:15 a.m. Is there a problem, Mr. Larcenies?
No, I'm not feeling well, Your Honor.
Okay, well, let's see how much you can, how long you can stand during the proceedings, sir. All right, Mr. Gopal, as to bond.
Your Honor, as the court is well aware, and is an habitual fourth here, Mr. Larcenies does have a prior criminal record, including some drug cases.
I can stand up.
Stand up.
Give him the rope. Excuse us, Your Honor. Give him a moment. Stand up. Stand up, Michael. Stand up.
Let's go on the record.
Stand up, Michael. Stand up. Michael, stop with the game. Let's go. Mike. Stop. All right.
There's a third one.
Yeah. Right.
is he responsive?
Responsive at this moment. We're having, medics or contact, so if you give us a few moments, we'll see what we can do here.
Okay, all right, thank you. You're welcome. I have to handle the bond issue on another matter. So we are recalling the matter of the state of Michigan versus Michael Larsenese, 23975, and appearance, counsel.
Your Honor, again, John Goldberg, P 30758, on behalf of Mr. I'm sorry,
Larsenese.
Larsenese.
Okay. All right. And so we were starting to address bond, and Mr. Larsenese collapsed or fell to the ground. And then they helped pull him out of the room. And now the court can hear him talking or yelling through the doors again.
That's correct, Your Honor.
All right, and so Sergeant Fitzpatrick, Mr. Larson is conscious and coherent now back there?
Yes, he is.
Okay, all right, and so, Mr. Gopal, were you finished addressing Bond?
Yes, Your Honor, I believe I was. He is self-employed, mowing lawns. He's single with grown children, and, excuse me, he does, as the court indicated, has a lengthy prior criminal record. However, Your Honor, the nature of these circumstances, I would ask for a reasonable bond with a 10%, as well as some sort of assistance should you make bond regarding any kind of drug use or that intense investigation. I'm sorry, not investigation, but treatment if available, if you should make bond.
All right, and Sergeant Fitzpatrick, would you like to address that?
Yes, ma'am. Your Honor, due to the nature of the charges, 2 more felonies, habitual force, to say his criminal history is extensive would be an understatement. He also has a warrant for his arrest right now, and I believe 20th District narcotic warrant arrest. I'm not sure for that either. Due to those circumstances, I think that a $25,000 10% cash bond would be appropriate.
All right, the court will note that Mr. Larson is not present as he had to be drug out of the room as he had fallen down, or passed out or collapsed, I don't know, but now he's apparently conscious and coherent, and court, as it stated, can hear him through these steel doors yelling back there. And the court, so the court will note that Mr. Larson is not present for the bond portion. Any objection to that, counsel?
No, Your Honor.
All right. And the court will note that Mr. Larson's criminal history is extensive, dating back to 1989 at the very least. And he's about 52 years old. And the court will also note that in this court alone, Mr. Larson has cases dating back to 2006, ranging from driving while suspended, domestic violence, interfering, reckless driving, careless driving, that was reduced to careless driving, possession of controlled substance, driving while license suspended, loitering where drugs are kept, used, or sold, possession of paraphernalia, loitering, possession of controlled substance, possession of controlled substance, possession of paraphernalia, loitering, assaulting a police officer, possession of paraphernalia, larceny, and now this felony charge. Not to mention the significant criminal history out of a plethora of counties in the state. City of Taylor, City of Ecorse felony, Lincoln Park, misdemeanor out of Wyandotte, breaking and entering a vehicle, Allen Park, ordinance violation, Taylor felony reduced to breaking and entering a vehicle to steal, disorderly person, out of Southgate, Lincoln Park, discharge of a dangerous weapon. Felony larceny out of Lincoln Park, so out of the 3rd Circuit Court. Looks like those were all reduced to misdemeanors. Then we have possession out of Lincoln Park, disorderly person out of Southgate, felony fraudulent activities, attempt financial transaction device out of St. Louis, which is up in Gratiot County. Then we have the Michigan State Police Ithaca Post, retail fraud, 3rd degree Isabella County, financial transaction device. This is the resisting and obstructing out of this court. Then we have a possession out of this court again. Another possession out of Lincoln Park. Possession, 2 possessions out of this court. Drug license suspended out of this court, larceny out of this court. Assault battery dismissed, and we have out of the 23rd District Court from January, felony possession. 9 to a peace officer, those are both dismissed. And Sergeant, what's the warrant for?
It is
Is it
a
for-
28th district court warrant for.
25th or 28th?
28th, ma'am.
On Southgate, okay.
For narcotics.
Oh, yes, from April 17th offense, it looks like. Looks as though there's a misdemeanor larceny, felony dangerous drugs, misdemeanor drugs warrant requested as well, and that was out of the 28th District Court in Southgate. Then Taylor Police, misdemeanor larceny, misdemeanor fraudulent activities. Oh, there also appears to be a warrant requested for a felony dangerous drugs out of Lincoln Park. So, for all those reasons, and the fact that there's a valid and active warrant, and given the nature of the charges in this matter, the court's going, and given the fact that this is an habitual offender 4th offense notice, the court's going to indicate a $25,000 cash bond.
Thank you, Your Honor.
No surety, no 10%. The court will indicate upon, in the event defendant posts bond, not to possess or consume any alcohol or drugs unless prescribed, GPS tether, house arrest. Wayne County Jail. Okay,
Thank you. Thank you.
all right, thank you, and we'll be off the record.